Hi, Kim.
Hey, Karen.
Thank you so much for being here today.
It's such a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Please start by telling us a little bit about you and what you do.
So I wear a lot of hats when it comes to real estate, as you know. I am a co-owner of the Forest Hill Real Estate Agency. So I'm a broker, but I'm also a designer. I specialize in flips, and I also own many properties, whether it's in residential or commercial real estate.
Do you feel like there's a difference in the design world in Montreal than the rest of Canada? And if so, what are those differences?
I think that the province of Quebec in itself is very different than the rest of Canada, aside from the language. I feel like the culture, its people, there's a warmth to it. And also we're very humble people. I feel like everybody's very easygoing here. And in the high-end design, that also transpires. So I feel like the high-end designs here are a little bit less gaudy, a little less flashy or frivolous. It's simple, it's clean, it's very aesthetic, but luxurious in its feel, in its textures. And we're gonna use a lot of organic materials such as steel, stone, concrete, wood. And because we have 4 seasons, and perhaps we are the province who experiences the bigger difference between those seasons, I think we want something that is cool in the summer and something warm in the winter. So I feel that our designs are unique in that way.
Can you share with us one of the favorite projects you worked on and why it stands out for you?
Okay, so that one's hard because I've worked on a lot of projects, whether they're condo towers or individual homes or cottages. And the thing is with design is, as you know, once the public adopt a trend, it's usually no longer trendy for the designers, and we moved on to something else. So I can say that all the projects that I've done, although I love them, I'm over them, right? So I would say the one that really gets me excited right now is the one that I'm currently working on, launching in the spring.
Which is?
So we're launching a project in the Eastern Townships in Austin. It's called Sommet Galvin Heights. We have 7 parcels of land, anywhere from 70,000 to 150,000 square feet, nested in the forest, in the mountain. And we're doing properties starting at $3 million, excluding the price of land. And everything is going to be so beautiful, hand designed with an architectural firm that we work with. And it's just, whenever I see the designs that they came up with, it's just so classy and warm and nice without being in your face. It's very harmonious with the forest and nature. And I'm just obsessed with this trend of doing things that are more in tune with the environment. And we're really getting that out of that project. So that's the one that I'm most excited about.
We can't wait to see that.
Right? I think you might be part of it, so.
What advice would you give to young entrepreneurs starting out their career?
So a career in design is difficult. It's difficult to, make your place, and a little bit like real estate. You're an entrepreneur, so you will get out what you put in. Often when we speak to young entrepreneurs, we tell them have one idea, one line, and stick to that line and do whatever it takes for that line. My strategy was different. My strategy was, you love real estate, you love design, use all your forces so that when one sector is not working as well, at least you have other options to tap into. And also I never have a routine, which I really love. So I went into real estate, but I didn't really like the regular real estate. So I went into new construction, which allowed me to bring in my design skills. Because we do plans with the clients, we pick their finishings and all that stuff, but you still do real estate. There's still a selling aspect to it. So I offer, let's say, to my client that if they have a property on the market for a while, I'll be like, how much are you willing to discount it? And if they say 50,000 or 100,000, I'll say, listen, I'll use half of that, renovate it, and sell it for what was your original asking price. So you'll only lose a smaller portion. And I do it key in hand, and I'm just like, don't worry about anything. Give me your credit card, close your eyes, I'll take care of the rest. But I think you have to capitalize on every opportunity, every door that opens, you have to kick it in. And being an entrepreneur is about that life. If you want to work 9 to 7 in an office, then this is not for you, But if you have guts, if you know how to kick in a door, if you can see a small opportunity and make something big out of it, then, you know, you're on the right path. You just have to put the energy and time required to get to where you want. And it doesn't happen overnight. And also that's one of the things that a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I want to do this job because I'll make a lot of money, or it's, you know, they seem like they have it all. Yeah, it took a long time before we had it all, you know?
100%. A lot of hard work.
Yeah.
Why do you like working with Italbec?
So it wasn't even part of the question.
No, it wasn't.
I asked you to ask
You
me
did.
because honestly, it's something
Full disclosure.
full disclosure, it's something that's so important to me. So I met Olympia years ago, and I thought it was so cool that she was a woman in construction, in charge, running her business. Honestly, huge loyalty with her clients, leading with kindness, you know, and that's something that's so important to me because I do a lot of charity work. And when I met Olympia, she went in and encouraged me right away, and I encouraged her as well. And I think we really connected on the giving back to society, empowering women in construction. You know, the world has changed. It wasn't that easy when I started 15 years ago. I had a lot of criticism, sexism. We don't really feel that anymore. Now it's, you know, it's pretty easygoing, but you know, knowing what she's been through and what I've been through, I really felt a connection with her. So I came here and then I met the team and I fell in love with the team, and I was like, okay, so aside from having amazing stones and tiles and products, the service has always blown me away. We've worked on many projects, whether it's new construction or personal individual projects. Coming here, sometimes, you know, I'll speak with Claudia and I come in with an idea, I send her pictures, I'm like, this is my vision, but I'll come and she'll tell me, yes, but you know, this requires more maintenance, or this is more expensive, or this is, you know, and she'll guide me through my choices. And I like that because as a designer, you don't know everything. You know, you can know a lot, but you don't know everything. Absolutely. So it's good to meet with specialists that actually know their field really well. So for me, regardless of the project, it's the only place that I come. And that's why when you guys asked me if I wanted to be on, I was like, yes. And do ask, because it's important, you know.
We love working with you too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so I think it's very important to encourage the people that you know and people that do good in society.
Okay. So now I'm going to ask you a few little funner questions.
Go ahead.
What's your favorite type of stone? Is it marble, granite, quartz?
All right, so high-end properties, I go for Decton because it's more durable. It's also heat resistant. I iron clothes on my quartz countertop once. But my island is 25 feet, so I can't change the whole thing. So now it's like, it has a huge mark on it, okay?
Oh my God.
So number one is Decton for me.
Okay.
Flips, any other project is quartz.
Okay.
Because it's, you know, it's easy, it's durable, it's, you know, you don't have to seal it. It doesn't require as much maintenance. So for me, quartz makes a lot of sense. And then third would be quartzite.
Okay. What's your favorite drink?
Well, I don't drink. Okay. No, it's perfect.
I didn't know that.
So I just celebrated my 6 years without alcohol. Back then, I would say an Aperol Spritz.
Okay.
Nowadays, I'd say a Coke Zero. Okay. You know, but a good glass of water usually does it. And I know I'm gonna get crap. Okay, it's a soda. But listen, when you don't drink, sometimes a Coke Zero will do. Don't judge me.
So what would you say is your favorite city?
Years ago, I would have said, it's still my answer, but for different reasons. But years ago, I would have said Montreal, just because although I've traveled the world, there's a kindness to the people in Montreal. I love the different languages, the different cultures, how you eat so well for so cheap. The quality of living for, you know, the price that you pay here it's unmatched. When I was leaving for my fertility treatments, I left for months at a time. I was so scared. I was scared that I would miss my city, that people would forget about me, that I would lose my job and my clients, that, you know, just being scared of letting go, I guess. And then when I left, I realized when people were asking me, do you miss home? I said no, because home is where I decide that my home is. I am a person who lives in a moment and I'm happy. So every city that I visited, I never stood still. I was like, I'll explore everything. I'll meet new people. I'll, you know, figure out activities and find new passions and make the best of it. So no, I didn't miss home. And when I'm here, I don't miss those places because I feel like I've done the checklist of everything that I wanted to do there. So my heart will always be in Montreal, but I think only because I have friends and family here. I have no other attachments. Like I feel like I could live in another country and it would be great. I would just make the best of it wherever I am, you know? I think happiness comes from within.
Beautiful. Poof.
Poof. Hi. You guys. Thank you for that.
No problem. Would you say having a baby impacted your career?
It did, but not in a negative way. When Ella was first born, I was proposed a project that was a huge renovation, hundreds of thousands of dollars that I just couldn't refuse because it was such a beautiful project. So I went back to work after 3.5 weeks.
Oh my God.
With Ella, and I told my client, I'm like, listen, I'll get the work done, but I come with the grandma, the dogs, the baby. Doesn't matter. It's like a happy family and work will get done. So I just packed everybody in the car and off we went. I started bringing, at the beginning, I didn't want to bring her to house visits. But then you know what? The reality is she's with me 24/7. So I started bringing her, and instead of being like, oh, I'm sorry, I take care of her alone and I don't have a babysitter. I was like, no, listen, this is Ella, my assistant. And I would use her little fingers and be like, ooh, this is quartz, you know? I made it fun and I brought her along, and visits are never very long. It's 15 minutes, you know? So I think
people love meeting her.
People had so much fun. They were laughing. They thought it was cute. People relate because a lot of people have kids. And I think that we're in 2023, you know, it's, we're past COVID, you know, people work from home. People understand the real life struggle. It's not as structured and judgmental as before. So people were very open-minded. And I think as long as your work's done, nobody really cares, you know. Now she's in daycare 3 days a week. So I try to push most of my work during that time. And then the rest of the time I work from home to be with her. But I didn't think that it impacted in a negative way. One thing that I have learned though is I used to be what people call a workaholic. So I would work nights and weekends. I could answer email at 4 in the morning if I had to. I was a machine.
Wow.
I can still do that, but I pick and choose my moments, because if there's one thing that I've learned is everybody is replaceable at work. Everybody is. I'd love to say that I'm not, but I am. But the only place that I'm not replaceable is as a mother. Ella has one mom and it's me. So at the end of the day, it's more important for me the time that I spend with her. So now I don't have a problem not answering the phone between the time that I pick her up at daycare at 5:30 until she goes to bed at 8. Nobody's gonna die. Nope. The house is gonna sell 3 hours later. It's fine. You know, we're all gonna survive. So I think that the time with my child is more important than the work, but I still get the work done. And as you know, I have a lot of work. So I'm good at multitasking, but doing it, you know, always with my priority being Ella.
So Kim, this wraps up our interview. Thank you so much for coming again. It was a pleasure having you. We're looking forward to our projects together.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.